Welcome to Stream, a trucktractortrailer.com production. My name is Zach Miller, and I'm your host. And I teased it on the last podcast, but boy, am I really excited for this one. Honored to be joined by my friend and colleague and fellow Trucking Association of New York board member, Robert Peckham with Vnomics. Rob, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you, Zach. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where, due to unfortunate circumstances, the timing really is perfect. And of course, whether you operate commercial vehicles or not, I mean, I think that one of the thoughts on everyone's mind right now is these sky-high fuel prices. And certainly, given the geopolitical climate, there's no end in sight to those prices. But that's where you and Vnomics come into play for the commercial side of it in offering these really great fuel savings programs.
I couldn't agree with you more. And we don't like to see the higher prices, but for business, it's okay. For our business,
right? Capitalism 101 here on Stream, I think.
It is.
But I think that's really it. So how exactly does Vnomics help the fleets and help the truck drivers save on their fuel costs here?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. We have a very unique system. It's patented. We got all sorts of great stuff behind this, but the gist of it is we're working in three main veins. First, the most important part of this is we work in cab on your existing ELD or telematics solution as a software as a service with the driver. And what does that mean? Well, we pay attention to fuel inefficient opportunities that are happening. So when the driver is doing something that's not efficient with that truck, we will let them know. We have a series of coaching tones that indicate different things. The three main things that we focus on, actually four now, we got a new feature, but the four main things that we focus on are what we call engine control. That's how they're applying the throttle, and if it's a little bit older truck, how they're shifting it. So if they're too aggressive on that throttle, we're letting them know that. And I'll explain how we do that a little later on, but we'll just get through this first part. Second, we pay attention to top speed. We're not paying attention to the safety factor of this as much on the speeding component, more as the wind resistance increases, the fuel efficiency decreases, and that's the part we're paying attention to. So top speed, idling, and now cruise control. So optimal use of your adaptive and or predictive cruise control systems. And there's some parameters there that the fleet will pitch in with, give us some information on. So that's the first thing that we focus on. The second thing that we do really is we provide a series of reports to the management team. So first was in cab, second was management team, and that's really an approach. The first prong is we focus on the managers that are interacting with the drivers, like safety managers, terminal managers, depending on the size of the fleet, someone in that sort of role. And the goal is to give them simplified weekly automated reports that will allow them to see the most efficient and inefficient drivers in their fleet. And then we give them a series of tools to back up what we're saying. So we have a lot of feedback on our website, and these reports have like quick links. You click on them and it takes you right to it. And you can see what that driver's doing correctly or incorrectly. And we don't look at this as like a punitive thing. It's more of a teaching moment.
Right.
So, go ahead.
No, I agree. And I think that, in terms of companies like yours and software as a service, I think that's sort of where the initial friction lies, where you come in and the truck drivers think, oh my gosh, they're monitoring me. This is going to hurt me. It's like, no. These are educational tools to help you.
Absolutely correct. And then the secondary component about what you just said, the monitoring component, since the advent of these dash cameras and the different brands, that's sort of out the window. We don't really get that conversation too much anymore. Some people will, obviously, but in general, it's gone. But by giving them these tools, you sit there and the drivers look at these when the manager says, hey, look what this is what we were seeing. This is how you would adjust that. Give them, and we have coaching programs in place to show them how to do that. But the end result is it's very understandable, and it makes a big difference. Anywhere from 3 to 10% is the typical return on the fuel savings that we see with our partners and our customers.
That's
And then
incredible.
the final piece is we have a full back end solution, depending on the size of your fleet and your data sets that you're working with. We can take all of our stuff that's on our portal and embed it right into your BI systems, your business intelligence systems, if that's something that you support. And if not, no problem. It's still there. If some of your partners want to connect with us, we'd love it. So these are things that we're doing. And again, it's really a powerful tool for us and our customers.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I mean, and I'd imagine that that your phone must be ringing off the hook right now.
It's getting busy. I mean, this is definitely an unprecedented time. And as much as we don't like to see it for the nation, as I said earlier, it's not a bad place to be when you're focused on saving fuel for fleets.
No, exactly. And I think that it's also, you know, eventually, you know, the fuel prices are going to stabilize here. But I think there's a lot of interesting tools that you offer that's, you know, regardless of price and market situation, is of great benefit to these fleets and these truck drivers. And I think the big one really is efficiency. I mean, you know, regardless of where diesel price is, inefficient commercial vehicle operators hurt us all. You know, it hurts us with emission goals. You alluded to safety before. It's like, if you're going to take a silver lining into some of this stuff, let's talk about fixing bad habits now.
You're right. And, you know, you started to you know, get into a few things that I definitely would love to speak about while we're on the call. One of them, and I'm going to ask you to remind me, one of them is efficiency, because we do have something very special there. Second, though, is these, what I'm going to call these soft benefits. They're not soft benefits, but it's a little harder to measure. You know, when a driver is more efficient with a truck, they're also driving less harsh, right? Like
Right.
less full throttle, less hard braking. And what does that do? Well, a couple things. We see huge maintenance reduction when we do this. So the drive line has less stress from, you know, this aggressive driving. The brake system in general has less wear, and likewise, you know, the clutches and all sorts of other things go along with it. Some of the other ones are insurance costs. I'm sure if you ask some of our members for our TANI association that we're with, if you ask the insurance companies and they said and you told them that we're monitoring how efficiently a driver's going, we're seeing this all the time, every day, I guarantee you that there is some opportunity for some savings. But another one that people don't pay attention to, but is a big deal, we actually track the carbon monoxide savings. So the carbon and the offsets, and larger fleets that pay attention to these credits and all the other funny, my words, the funny things that happen with the government, the way they do this, they're actually able to track and monetize some of this that they could not do before. So it really is a green initiative. It makes sense, but we can track it.
That's exactly it. And I think this is where, and I am glad to see a little bit more dialogue about this on the feds. Not just, you know, it's not just electric vehicles. We're starting to hear about hydrogen again, which is really exciting. And we're starting to hear just about, like you say, there are green initiatives. There are fuel efficiencies that can be put in place to really help those environmental goals without the fleet having to go ahead and purchase a new truck right now. Yeah. And then even then, you know, to your maintenance point, as we know at trucktractortrailer.com, the vehicle prices are out of control. You know, the fuel prices are out of control. The vehicle prices are out of control. And we're talking about for used vehicles, you know, used trucks, used trailers. So if you have an opportunity to maintain your current fleet at a higher level until the market stabilizes, you're not doing your responsibility if you don't take advantage of that.